Sorry. That better not be in the fucking thing. What are you doing?
Well, I made the hot chocolates. Oh,
It's the first thing people are going to listen to is you slurping that hot chocolate.
I made one because I'm cold.
Put a
And
fucking jumper on.
no, but you know when you want to feel the warmth of a hot chocolate,
I don't drink hot chocolate.
you don't drink hot chocolates.
No.
I love hot chocolates. I'm a proper slut for hot chocolates.
Well, maybe you should fucking drink it before or after the podcast.
I've just got back from work. Some of us were working today. Were you?
I'd stay off today.
Oh, did you? Another day off. How many days off was it now? 371 days off you've had. Honestly. You're fucking
Well,
allergic to it. Any kind of job.
I had a question for you before you started fucking slurping your hot chocolate.
What was the question?
What is the biggest animal you reckon you could take in a fight?
I didn't have this conversation with a client, but it was similar. He was on about me being a bouncer. And I was like,
Doesn't answer the question I asked.
it's
But go on.
it's related to the question. So it's about me being a bouncer. I don't know how the hell we got to that. I was like, I'm 5'3.5". Like, what do you mean? And he was like, I don't know why you always say that. I was like, well, yeah, but I could learn MMA as much as I want. I'm still, if a guy 100 kilograms, it ain't gonna work. So in relation to that question,
Yeah, how the fuck is it related?
probably like a small, not a rhino, but like like them bulky grey animals, but they're not a rhino. They're a bit like lazy.
What, hippos?
Yeah, like a small hippo,
I don't know how small hippos are.
a baby hippo. A baby hippo is the answer to your question. Why? Were you
I
gonna
don't
say a
know.
lion or something? You feeling tough
Nah,
today?
I reckon I could take a crocodile or an alligator.
No, you couldn't.
Why not?
You're fucking tiny.
Yeah, so it's less for him to bite at.
Less for him to bite at.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna
But
do with an
I
alligator?
could I could sidestep his bite, take his back,
Take his back.
take his back. Yeah, it's already biting.
He
If
doesn't have
you're
a
on his back,
back.
Petrina hasn't got a back.
It's not. He hasn't got it like. Is she gonna wrap round him like that?
Yeah, I'll wrap round his neck, get my hooks in, and I'll strangle the cunt. Maybe have like a
Right.
little knife in my pocket.
You do it. Well, I want to say, welcome to episode 7. Mad, isn't it?
Com-
7 episodes in. Who would
Yeah,
have
yeah,
thought 7 weeks ago if you asked us if we'll still be here?
yeah. I thought we still would. Again, it's getting a little bit bearable as they go on. I do listen to them back.
Every day. No, I don't.
I haven't listened to one back.
Have you not?
Nah, not one.
Well, yeah, I can tell because, when I should do clips and there's no clips, I can understand you haven't.
You said you were going to do clips, so you haven't done clips.
I did an episode 1.
Yeah, fucking 7 weeks ago.
Right,
I'll,
we
I'll,
don't need behind the scenes arguments. All right.
but to be fair, the first one, like I tried to listen back, and it was like, nah, tough listen even.
Well, you know who does listen? Rory Gaden 6136.
Get a shout out every week.
No, he left a comment.
Did
And you know
he?
it's my favourite time of the episode where we read out comments. So he says, I reckon you guys need to think of a forfeit before Carl gets too far behind on the predictions.
Ah, that's a good point because I
I
think
think.
I think that's a good little segue to just talk about the fights that have just
What was that?
happened this past
Was that your
weekend.
comment, Rory? Just chatting shit about me not getting predictions.
We'll get a couple of predictions right then.
I'll show you what I got right. I had a pretty good weekend.
What on your picks or just a good weekend in general?
Good weekend in general, but good weekend on the picks.
Ah, so did I.
Can we start with the prelims? Because I really only want to talk about the prelims. Because, it was a very long main card. But did
Uh,
you I forgot his name. Oliveira versus who did Oliveira
So
fight?
Sopa,
Sobat. Yeah.
that's how you pronounce it. Sopa, yeah,
I text you after round one. I
yeah.
said
I was,
Sopa is a future contender because he
it,
looked unreal.
yeah,
The way he was
and
cutting the cage off, his grappling, his striking, he just looked clean. And Oliveira was kind of not sloppy, but he was kind of reckless. And I thought this guy's really good. And then he got flying kneed.
yeah, he's only like 22, 23 though. I think.
23, yeah.
Yeah, he's only young, so you can. So I mean, the level. You go
And
back even like 5 years, and you look at the fighters on the prelims, like this down on the card. They're
mm,
just not at the same level. Whereas these days, very high level straight out the gate.
mm. Yeah, I thought he did very well. And then because he came on short notice, didn't he? So I don't know if it was a gas
Does he?
tank thing or, but nah, it was a
Yeah,
shame to see.
Oliveira just turned on, and that fight in there, he's probably might be the best knockout I've seen all year. You know,
Yeah, I can't think of one doesn't come to my mind.
that
And
was
it was
the fight in there was beautiful. It was beautifully timed. Catched
mm,
him as soon as he hit the back of the cage, and
it was
yeah,
nasty.
they're both very talented though. Even
Yeah, I
though
hope it.
Sopa did get knocked out in the third round, I do see a future for him.
Mm, yeah, I hope he doesn't. He's not too affected by this. Did you watch? I didn't watch CLD. Christian Leroy.
Uh,
Did you watch that fight?
no, I didn't see that. The first fight I started watching was the Sahabi.
You told
I
me
watched
you
from
watched
there.
every single prelim.
Oh well, I pretty much did, but then I'm just looking at the card now. It was three knockouts prior than that, so I probably should have watched it from the start. It started quite early for us. No, we normally it's like a like prelims 1 a.m. or,
Mm.
but this was like what, 7:30.
Yeah, it was early. It was early.
But no, but yeah, the knockout in round two. I
Mm.
can't remember the knockout. I don't know. I don't have much more to say to it, but
Mm.
I'll need to go watch
I saw the
rewatch
knockout.
it.
He looked good, but I
Yeah.
thought, as you said, you've watched every prelim. I thought, oh, let's get some insight from Ryan.
I watched
But
most. I watched
never
most.
mind.
I
I thought
watched
Jamie
most of the
Pickett,
prelims.
Eric Anders was decent fight, decent showing from them both.
Yeah, yeah.
And Anders just took over with the grappling.
Was that on the
I
main card? Do we ever pick that?
we
Yeah,
we did have a pick for it, which will count because I got it right. I picked it Anders.
yeah. Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay. Well, one I didn't get right is the first fight on the main card. Matt Schnell, Steve, just Steve.
First like,
That's a bit of a hard last name.
I remember last week I was like, you know what? I'm backing my boy Steve, and I backed
Yeah.
him. And what a beautiful fucking knockout that was.
Mm.
Was that a right to the body and left hook, or left to the
No,
body, right
no,
hook? What was it?
left. It was jab right to the body, come up with a
Yeah,
left
he went
hook.
up, down, up.
Mm.
Beautiful knockout. Yeah,
And
back my
walk
boy
off.
Steve, and
You don't see a lot of just left hook walk offs, do you?
no,
You
it's like
see head kick
similar to
walk
like a
offs,
Davy Grant
overhand.
knockout.
Yeah, but yeah, he looked very good. There's even talks of him having a title shot because it's just for the fact that you need someone at
Yeah,
301. We'll get to the Makayev, but you know I love Makayev, and he was very disappointing. But but, but yeah,
So did you pick match now? Yeah.
yep, I picked Matt Snell. The next fight, Umar.
And Umar got dropped in the first round.
Yeah.
Like that's why I was interested in this fight. I didn't know who Bekzat was,
Mm.
but he had a good little record. Obviously, you don't know the record because he could have just padded it, but it did look good. It did cause Umar some problems. Obviously, his takedown defense wasn't there. He's a very dangerous striker. Like I can see him causing some problems for a lot of people.
I thought, yeah, same with him in the earlier prelim that we started on. Like some of these fights on their UFC debut were very, very good,
Mm.
and you could definitely see him. Like I would put him in there with a top 20 guy.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
and
he looked very, very good.
I was surprised Umar was put up against the debut. Like it wasn't too long ago he was matched up against Santeg, and now
Well,
he's
I think
taking a
that's definitely
debut
the next
fight.
fight, isn't it? Well, we'll get to
maybe.
whoever wins this week. Well, whoever wins Murad probably gets it. But yeah, I think
Yeah,
Corey and Umar. I think Corey said he wanted to fight Umar.
yeah. I think Corey. I would like to see Corey having a title, but I would think Marab deserves it, and I would like to see Marab next, and then Corey will still want to stay busy because you don't know when that's going to fight, and then
Hmm.
yeah, I'll probably say Corey Umar
Yeah,
next
yeah.
because I don't know who else you're going to do for Corey. Like off the
Um,
top of my head, I'm not. I
yeah.
don't know about another matchup for him. Maybe like a. I was going to say maybe Jan if he wins this weekend, or
Because I did think Corey won that fight versus Jan the first time.
did ya?
It was a close fight.
It's one of my favorite fights.
Hmm. Just from a
Just such
technical
a good
point of
fight.
view.
It was a bit of a war from what I remember, but it was like a very technical war. Like
It's
they're
just
both so high level.
because when you say that fight, what I immediately think of Jan's, I think it was he had a strike, then a hook, spinning back kick,
Yeah,
and then just crazy little combos like that. Or the ones where he's spinning back fist, left hook, dropped him.
yeah.
So that's just what I remember from that fight.
You have to
Um,
mind. Yeah, I thought pretty much most people had Jan winning.
hmm. What do I know, eh? But yeah,
Well, this,
I thought the Umar's opponent very good. But yeah, I picked Umar.
yeah, me too.
Hmm.
So 3 for 3 for me so far, and then 4 for 4 because I picked Mikhaev to win.
That was
It was a bit disappointing, wasn't it?
if there was
Like,
ever a fight to protest for knees to a grounded opponent, it was that fight. Because
yeah,
that's why I think like you should bring them in.
Mikhaev just got a bit. Like he said, he wasn't well,
Hmm.
which kind of makes sense for his performance, but. It was getting to a point where he wasn't even like setting up takedowns or even like kind of shooting. He was just kind of sitting down and
Hmm.
hoping Perez was going to keep coming forward.
It wasn't a good performance at all for him.
No, like I think he got the win. I don't. I think Mikhaev like definitely won,
Yeah, first and third,
maybe,
I think.
but it was close. I think it was 1-1 going in the third, and then
Hmm.
third was still fairly
But I did
close.
think his striking, especially in the first round, did look a lot better. It did look good.
Yeah,
Like Perez
like
is
there were
a
points
decent
in the
striker.
first where like he could have shot for takedowns and didn't.
Hmm.
Or Perez, I think maybe Perez slipped or something, and Mackay just didn't follow him to the ground. He was like, "No, stand."
Hmm.
He was just
I
wasting
said
time.
last week he does have this cocky arrogance where he thinks he's better than everyone. So he's
Yeah,
happy to make mistakes. There's a lot of fights previously where he's losing and then he ends up winning. And then this fight, it just seems like, oh, this guy's a terrible wrestler. I can do whatever. I don't really need to set it up. I can
yeah.
just drop and it'll happen.
It did make sense if he said he, wasn't well that morning and things like that.
Hmm.
But there was talk beforehand, like if Makayev gets like a big finish or a very good performance, he could be on the line for against
Well, he
Pantoja.
said
And
himself on the online that he probably should fight Royval for 5 rounds. He said like, I don't think he wants a title shot next. He said his performance. He said if he got a finish, he'd ask for it. But then he said his performance didn't
did
justify
he not
it.
still call him out? I thought he said in the post fight
On the mic after,
interview.
but I think yesterday or today he's calling
I
out
think he was just
Royval.
calling out Rival because Rival was talking shit about his performance.
Hmm.
But then, yeah, who are you going to do against Pantoja? Like, the Rival fight, it's not interesting. They only fought him only a few months ago and 50-45'd him. Even though
Hmm.
Rival did look good against Moreno, but as Manel Carp, although he didn't fight last time, he missed weight.
Yeah, it's just
But
a mess,
why?
isn't
I
it?
guess you put, yeah, there isn't a clear contender. But
I'm
there
not
isn't
hearing
even
anything
like
about.
there isn't even it could be that guy. There isn't like a very inch at all. There isn't like someone that like really deserves it or is that interesting at the moment. There's literally no one.
And especially
He's
with
just
Albazi being injured, because I haven't heard anything of him. I assume he won't be ready. I don't know why there's no talk of him.
yeah, maybe he's still injured. Or if not, yeah, put him in or put Manel Carp in. I just don't want to see Mikhail against Pantoja. I just definitely from seeing that performance, I just don't think he's ready for Pantoja.
Yeah,
To be
I
honest,
think
I
it,
don't think anyone. I don't think anyone beats Pantoja. Like I picked him for my end of year champ. Like I don't think anyone beats him at the
I
moment.
thought Moreno would have in a rematch because that was a close fight, but obviously they're not going to fight now.
Yeah,
I wonder if there's any bantamweights that could be like, oh, I'll drop down and jump in. You know when Cody did it,
yeah.
he got a title shot but never fought at flyweight.
Was
Obviously,
he? Was he? Did he get a title shot though? Was it like booked?
yeah, it was booked. So remember, then he fought Kai Kara France and got finished in the first.
Yeah.
But maybe even Cejudo was that's a ridiculous shout. Just to,
No, no.
I'm just thinking
It's
of
not.
just
Yeah, I don't know
anyone.
what they're gonna do because it's like they have to. Because who
Mm.
else is gonna? I don't know. You can't bank on Pereira coming back so quick.
If only they had
It
a
was
300 main event, a proper one.
yeah. Maybe even there was even talk of like Aspinall Almeida interim heavyweight if Almeida beats Blades this weekend.
That,
That's just another Brazilian could fight
that's
in a
actually
title
all right.
fight.
That to be fair.
Yeah, but then I don't know if they. Actually, I think I've seen somewhere that it'll be a fight night in Manchester in like June, July. It's not a pay-per-view.
I don't see why they wouldn't, unless they're doing a London pay per view. They have to
I
do
don't
it.
know. I don't know if they'll
They,
go like to Manchester, London straight back to back.
you have to.
I don't know if they might even not even do an English
If
pay-per-view.
if Leon was ready for April, he's gonna be ready for May, June, July.
Yeah,
And it,
but I'm just saying there might not just be a pay-per-view in England.
yeah, yeah.
They might just do a fight night. Yeah.
Well, is the Saudi one a pay per view? That's a fight night, isn't it?
No, I think it's a pay-per-view because
Because it was a
it's
fight
like
night in March.
I think it's like September's 306, May's 301, so there's June, July, August.
Hmm. There's two in June.
That's what I'm saying, like June 29th and then Saudi June
8th.
9th, 8th or something like
Yeah,
that,
because
yeah.
Islam's been calling for June 8th.
So I think Saudi pay-per-view then it's International Fight Week, end of June.
Hmm.
And then there's one July, August.
Which
I don't know
again,
if
for that fight, the Islam
I don't know if
fight,
one
that
of them's already been announced, July or August, somewhere.
no. Oh well, International Fight Week, the date's been announced, but
No, I mean like because obviously they want to go to Spain, there's obviously they want to go to Africa. So that's why I don't know if they've gone to England as well, like for a pay-per-view.
hmm.
I think it's just a fight night. But it's all just I think rumours at the minute, nothing's confirmed.
Yeah, they're saying they want to go to all these places, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's only
We'll
so many pay per views in the year.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I feel like you got a wrong pick for the next one, didn't you?
Yeah, I went for right
Tyson
on the
Petro.
bounce, and then yeah, I picked Pedro,
Mm,
which is a yeah. I thought this was going to be from either one of them. I thought it would be a finish, and
mm.
it wasn't that a fight.
It seemed like Petrino was very worried about his gas tank
Yeah,
because he did very good in the third round and he put the pressure on, but they were just both very timid in that first round, and especially in the first round, very
yeah. I
very
think they
timid.
both respected each other's power.
Mm. But yeah, there wasn't a lot. I was thinking this a lot of the, especially in the main event. I was going to ask you a question. You know, throwing combos in when you're sparring or fighting.
Hmm.
Do you find it difficult, like mentally, to think I'm going to commit to a 3-4 punch combo here? Because I do struggle with it. And it seems a lot of fights that I watch, it's very single strikes.
Well, obviously, when you're used to, like doing combos in the pad, it's a lot harder doing in the fights because then people are punching back. The pads don't
Mm,
hit you back. Yeah, I think people get too comfortable of trying to land that one shot, or
mm.
they're trying to like wait for an opening and then land that one shot and get back out.
Because obviously, you're anxious when I do it in sparring, but you still see it like high level MMA.
Yeah,
Like they're quite timid to throw more than one strike. I just noticed that quite a lot during, especially the co-main and main event.
yeah.
Obviously, the heavy hitters coming back at them, but that's what I
I do know
picked
what
up.
you mean. Yeah, I struggle with it at times as well. Yeah,
I'm just
Obviously, depending on who I'm
wondering, is it just
against.
an always struggle? Like it'll never
Yeah,
leave you.
because obviously it makes sense, doesn't it? It's going to be harder to land 3, 4 strikes as opposed to one and getting out.
Mm. Yeah,
So
I
obviously, Tyson Pedro retired as well.
yeah.
At
Uh,
32, seems a bit.
well,
He's
what was he like
32.
8-6 in the UFC?
I'm not sure. He had like 3, 4 years out of the
Mm.
injury. He had 3, 4 years out. He came back, had a good knockout win, and then like, oh, Tyson Pedro's back. It's going to be a problem. And
Mm.
then he lost, got a good knockout loss, then lost again this weekend. And yeah, I think he's there just because the pay. Like he's struggling with it, paying his coaches, fighting
Mm.
away from Australia all the time. It's a shame, isn't it? It's just
Yeah, you don't want someone who's had that many fights to be thinking about struggling with pay. Like you should think
that.
that
Yeah,
that many fights, you should be on probably about 6 figures a fight.
yeah. I don't think he was talking about being away from his family and all that stuff. But I think it's from New Zealand. I'm not sure. One of the two.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a shame, but yeah, it just wasn't that. Like I actually went to bed after this fight. I was like, right, I'll just watch the fight the next day because it started getting a bit late. I was expecting some finishes, there weren't. It was dragging on a little bit, and then I was like, just watch the heavyweight fight, which was a decent little fight to be fair. I did get the pick wrong. I picked Shamil.
You think it was a decent fight?
It wasn't like, oh yeah, that was a great fight, or one of the fight of the night.
Mm.
But I don't know if it was like a boring fight. I thought it was a lot of good exchanges.
Yeah, I just think they need to start putting heavyweight main events on.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking. Because
Like, because I don't think anyone told him that he was fighting 5 rounds. He was gassed in that second round.
yeah,
30 seconds into the second round, he was done.
I think a big part of that was Jairzinho's jab. Like, he just kept on peppering,
Mm.
just busting his nose. There was a point where it's like, well, his mouth guard wasn't even in. He was just like, his mouth guard's practically out of his mouth.
Yeah, yeah,
Just,
yeah. He didn't look good at all, did he?
it was just busting his nose. He just couldn't breathe out his nose anymore. And then it
And
just,
we didn't know
yeah,
much about him, but for an undefeated Dagestani, you're thinking, oh, he's going to cause Rosenstrike some problems here. And he just had nothing.
yeah.
I mean, he headbutted the cage 10 seconds in. So it wasn't a good watch to recommend the UFC. I don't know if you've watched MMA with people like that haven't really seen it before,
Yeah,
but that it wasn't a card to grab people in, was it?
no, no.
Which people are thinking that they want less fights on now. They don't want it every week. They'd rather better cards. I don't know what you think
Nah,
about
because
that.
there's a lot of fight. Like, I think like cards. I know it wasn't meant to be for the Apex, but I think it's just at that level,
Mm.
which I don't like the Apex fights. I always complain about them because, but then I'm like, is it just a place? Is there just a place for like these types of cards?
Mm.
Where, well, to be fair, this card was like sounded to be a good card.
Yeah, you
But I
got
mean, like
Makayev potential.
the past Apex cards. I think maybe is there just a place for them where they're just a bit dead cards? And,
I think I'd rather get fights every week than every 3 weeks and have a better card.
yeah, because you
Because
need to. There's too many fighters on.
hmm,
You need to have a lot of places. But yeah, just who did you pick anyway out of Jazzy and Oshima?
I picked Shamil. So I got
Down
4 out of 4.
half.
4 out of 6.
Did you pick Pedro as well?
I picked Petrino, Makayev, Umar, and Eric Anders.
Alright, so 4-4.
Nice, we're getting there.
Well, you're not getting ahead
Yeah,
at
but we're
all.
maintaining.
What do you mean, we? Like this is we.
Between me and you, we.
But yeah, good
Well, I
card from
mean,
both of us. I'm just saying for you, you're not getting ahead at all.
okay, well, I'm maintaining then.
But from a bit of a dead card to arguably one of the best cards we've seen in a long time, and we've seen some good. good cards recently. Like there's like certain cards that are stacked, and you're like, oh, but sometimes it doesn't deliver. I
Hmm.
do not know how this one doesn't deliver.
Oh yeah, it's impossible.
Do you want to start right at the top, Pity and your dog, or and work our way to the main card?
Yeah, yeah. I think we're gonna have very, very different picks
How do you think?
because I've gone with Song Yudong by decision.
I was thinking that because
I
his
think
last
his
fight, he did
striking
look
is very,
very,
very
very good.
good, and I think Jan is he's as talented as any fighter in the bantamweight division. Like on his day, he beats everyone.
Hmm.
But I think you get some fighters that are just on a losing streak, and I'm not saying Son's a better fighter. I just think that Jan's on a bit of a losing streak. He's a bit of a slow starter, which for a 3 round fight isn't good. I think he's. I can't think of many um, first rounds that have gone to him. Even Faber, I think, won the first round over him.
Hmm.
So I think Son gets a decision.
I was thinking of picking Song. I think we might see a little resurgence from Pete Yan.
Hmm.
His last fight, yeah, Marab a year ago. Two fights prior were both split decisions against Sterling O'Malley, which you can argue he won.
Hmm.
Yeah, I could see a little resurgence from Yan, but I don't think it'll be easy. I think it'll be a close fight. I think it's going to be a very good fight. I rate Song Yudong very, very highly.
Hmm.
I just think maybe right now, Pete Yan just wins it this weekend. I
Yeah, yeah.
do see a striking cling from both of them though. I could see Jan working in a takedown. I think he should. Yeah, I think Jan edges it, but
Hmm.
I think it'll be a fairly close decision.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think Son wins it probably tier one, but I can just see him
Yeah,
edging
yeah.
out a decision. Gilbert Burns, Jack Della Maddalena.
I rate Jack Dillon very highly. Like his boxing is crisp. It's so nice. But I think Burns with the wrestling and the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think.
I honestly thought we would have 5 different picks.
Oh, have you picked Burns as well?
Yeah, I picked Burns as well.
I was again like uh, every fight on this card, well, the main card especially, there isn't like a big favorite.
Mm.
Like you could go either way. And I was thinking that when I was going through these picks, you could go either way and you could make sense for any pick.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just, I think Burns it'll be too much for him taking him down and being on the ground. I think maybe Burns might get a submission.
Mm.
I think he might submit him. I don't think Burns should keep it on the feet. Burns has got good hands. He's got good power.
Mm.
They're
How severe
so
was his
good on the feet.
shoulder injury with Bilal?
Say again.
How severe was his shoulder injury with Bilal? Was it?
Uh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm just
I think I think he's okay. He's all right.
I'm just thinking if that's have a slight effect. I don't know.
Yeah,
More of a
yeah.
confidence issue, but you never know with injuries.
Yeah. But obviously, wouldn't disagree with a Jack Della pick. I
Mm.
just don't know if this is too high of a jump for him right now. But
I think
I'm really looking forward to it.
Gilbert can beat anyone on his day. He's a very, very
Yeah,
talented fighter. But yeah, I think the wrestling. I think the grappling is going to worry Jack too much. He's going to be a bit timid on his feet. Was it his last fight or the one before that? He had a very lackluster performance because where he fought the guy in
uh,
short notice.
yeah. That was the one for Basil Haved,
Yeah, yeah, I
and
can
then
see Gilbert winning the decision. He'll have a lot of success on the feet, having Jack worried about the takedowns, and they will be on the ground at some stage.
yeah,
I think Jack's probably good enough to not get submitted, but yeah, decision Burns.
MVP in Holland.
Mm. I was
Um,
very, very confident. This is the one where I didn't really think about it. I think Holland wins it.
yeah.
I think as exciting as MVP is, I don't think a lot of that style works at a very high level. Like a lot of spinning shit, a lot of head kicks and things like that. I just think And after looking at his record, he's 37. He's only had one fight in the last every year for the last 3 years. He's not been very active. I think we're seeing MVP a little bit late in the UFC.
Yeah, definitely like 37. Like
Mm.
I have picked him though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kevin Holland's
yeah,
very good though,
yeah. Like
especially when he
but
wants to. When he wants to fight.
it's not a confident pick, and MVP's he's very good when he's got that range against someone,
Mm.
but he hasn't really got that range against Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's very, very long. Kevin Holland's got good hands. Yeah, I don't know. I just think I think it'll be a close fight. I think it'll be a
Mm.
close decision. I think MVP might just take it.
Yeah, and Holland's a motherfucker on the ground as well at times. His jiu-jitsu is very,
Yeah.
very good.
Oh yeah. Like he's got a very high jiu-jitsu now, which could
So
cause problems. But
I think win or lose, I think MVP fights should fight Wonderboy after.
yeah,
Have
yeah,
a bit of
same.
fun.
Because he's talking about fighting Leon Edwards for a title, and I don't think he's going to get to that point.
Mm.
But yeah, yeah, that'll be a fun little fight. So I think he's going to have a few fun fights in the UFC, and then
Yeah, it's
I
going to
don't think he'll be
be
there. I don't think he'll be there long.
like 3 fights, 3 fun fights, and then
Yeah,
I think that's it.
yeah, I'm just leaning towards MVP.
Yeah.
Uh, Poirier, Benoit Saint-Denis. I'm guessing you've gone Poirier.
Yes, because I want him to win, but it's a worrying fight.
Already?
There's a lot of people talking about could be his last fight, which could happen because Saint Denis is dangerous. Um, but I think Poirier, hopefully with the experience, with it being 5 rounds, and I don't think Saint Denis ever has he in the UFC has he had a decision.
No, no, I don't think so. I
Like
don't know.
I think in the fourth, fifth round, I think Poirier can take over and get a finish.
He's lost a decision.
Mm. But he's never won a decision, has he?
No, not even in any of his full career. It's all finishes. It's all
Yeah,
finishes, but he's lost one decision.
yes. I think the 5 rounds is going to be a massive factor, and if Poirier can, it's the first round. I think if he can get out of the first round, not be too unscathed, not too hurt, I think he can take over as the rounds go on, and it's not going to be like a devastating knockout, but I think it's going to be a finish, just over volume, really.
Yeah, that's kind of the same reason I picked Poirier as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Poirier. I just think the experience will be too much for Benoit Saint-Denis. The fact that Poirier is 35 now, he's coming off that head kick against KG. I was a little bit worried, like you've seen Volk recently, 35 coming off a head kick. Um, it is a little worry for him,
Mm,
but I think Poirier, the experience will be too much for Benoit Saint-Denis. I think you could see Poirier getting a finish later, like fourth round, just
mm.
volume striking, and
I still haven't got
see
over
it.
the
I
head
could see it in
kick.
a bit of war, but if Poirier gets through that war, I could see him getting that finish later on.
Yeah, yeah.
But obviously, I won't be surprised if Saint-Denis gets the knockout. He's
Mm.
very, or even the submission. Saint-Denis got 8 submissions on his record.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
That head
very,
kick
very
still
dangerous
haunts me. That
everywhere.
one.
What to gauge you on?
His hand was there, so it's like it's just milliseconds.
Yeah,
If his foot was just like half an inch in a different way, and he would have blocked it, and it's like such fine margins.
yeah. But yeah,
So,
that's the reason I've gone Poirier. But it's probably
and
the
hopefully,
fight I'm most looking forward to.
or definitely, hopefully, if Islam's set on fighting on June 8th, we got Gaethje busy. You never know if he gets a exciting finish. My
Yeah,
pick could come to fruition.
I don't see him beating Islam, but I get you.
Yeah, yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me actually. If Poirier gets a good finish. I wouldn't surprise me. Like he's a name.
Why not? Be
Um,
nice to the legends of the sport.
obviously it depends. Alma and Charles. It depends like if they want a quick turnaround,
Mm.
which
And
I
he's
could
never
see.
actually lost two in a row in his entire MMA career.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
stats, eh?
I'm looking forward
Stats
to it.
don't lie.
Well, he is 35. You saying him beating Islam? Stats don't lie.
True, but they're gonna lie when Pantoja fights whoever. So
How old's Pantoja?
35.
Is he 35?
Yeah, Pantoja's 35.
Fuck
And
off.
this
He's
is
not
one. This is a
35.
guarantee. It's not like a few weeks ago when I said, was it Michael Johnson? Who did we say was like a mad age and he was quite young? But no, he's 35.
I thought he was younger.
Well, don't Google it. Trust me, I know 35.
I believe you,
Thank
but
you.
well, I don't. I'm still googling it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, he's 35.
yeah.
And he probably broke the curse then, won't he?
Well, no, he's 33, Carl.
Fuck off.
Yeah, he's
Is he
33. So
actually?
yes, he's chatting shit.
Do you know how confident I was?
I know. What are you talking about?
I
Yeah,
saw he was 35 the other day.
nah, chatting shit. Yeah, he's
I'm
33.
sorry. I actually do apologise for everyone watching.
It's alright. We
Right,
all forgive you.
I need to
Um,
move on. Main event. Sean O'Malley, Chito Vera.
yeah,
Not a
I've,
prediction, but just general thoughts of how you think the fight's going to go.
I think it's gonna be quite boring to begin with.
Can I cut you off for a
No, you
second?
can't. I think because they're both yeah, shut the fuck up, talking. They're both counter strikers. Like to me, it's not gonna be boring. But I just mean like in the sense like like remember like
Just
Sterling and
bleed.
O'Malley.
Just bleed fans.
But not even that. I just see a lot of O'Malley used movement. Cheeto's a slow start to begin with.
Mm,
I do see like earlier on, it's just there's not gonna be like too much action,
mm.
but it is a fight I'm excited for. Um, Obviously Cheeto slow starter. I could see the same happening. I know he's like meant to be working on it,
Mm.
but I could see O'Malley catching him a couple of times early on. If it gets into the later rounds, I could see Cheeto turning up a bit more. But I would love to see Cheeto win just because I would like to see him have his moment of being a champion.
Yeah, yeah.
I, and I think this is his only shot. I know he's still young, but with the people ahead of him, I think this is like his one shot.
Mm.
So I
Yeah, I
would
don't
love
see
to
him
see him win
beating.
the title.
Yeah.
But I think O'Malley gets the decision. I think
Mm.
maybe O'Malley even wins the first three and Cheeto wins the last two, or I'm not sure. I don't think he'll finish Cheeto.
Mm.
Cheeto's very, very hard to finish, and I
He's never
don't
in.
see. Yeah, he's never been finished, has he?
No, no.
I don't see Cheeto finishing O'Malley either. I think it's gonna be. Yeah, I think O'Malley will win the.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I wanted to cut you off because you said the word boring, and the former champion Aljamain Sterling has come out. He said he thinks the fight will be boring, similar to Ngannou Lewis, Thug Rose, and Esparza. He said Cheetah's had a bad camp, and he thinks
Yeah, I don't know
O'Malley.
where he's got that information.
I just think, oh wait, what you? It just sounds a little bit salty, sort
Yeah,
of hating on the fight.
who have you got this? Who have you got for this fight?
I have Cheeto Vera,
Oh
which
dear.
is not like my end of year pick. I, d-
Yeah, you picked O'Malley, didn't you?
I did because at the time I thought I feel like O'Malley could take it, but I just think in the later rounds, I think after the leg kicks pile up, after the damage piles up, I can just see him getting a fourth or fifth round finish. You hope
I
there's
could see,
no injury with this fight. What were you going to say, sorry?
I could see it being a striking affair. Like
Mm.
O'Malley is a really good ground game, but his wrestling isn't that much there. And
But
same with
Cheeto's had a
Cheeto.
lot, surprisingly. I think, I want to say like 10 submissions that he's had.
Yeah.
10 submissions, but yeah, I can see a late finish for Cheeto. I can see it, um, yeah, as the rounds come on. He's very strong in the fourth and fifth round. He is a slow starter, but I just don't see Sean O'Malley finishing him.
Mm.
And I can see him. Yeah, we've seen a lot of fifth round finishes in title fights in the last year or two. And I think this is going to be one of them.
It is one of, like every fight on this main card. There's no
Mm.
there's no big favourites.
And I think looking back at the first fight, there's not much you can really take away from it
Mm.
because the Cheeto was a slow starter. Sean was doing quite. I thought they're both doing quite well, and then 2.5 minutes in, he kicks his perennial nerve, is it?
Yeah, yeah,
So there's not much you can take away from the first fight. But I think this is. I think Cheeto knows this is his last opportunity.
yeah, yeah.
Obviously, he's got confidence that he could beat Murab, Corey, etc. But realistically, if this was any other bantamweight champion, he's not in. He's not in for a shout
Mm.
for a title fight. So yeah, I've gone Cheeto, fifth round. Well, fifth round officially, but for fifth round finish.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. You'll have to go in a few minutes, won't you?
No, I think it's Spanish.
All right. I just wanted a little going over the prelims. You obviously got Blades. Even the prelims are stacked. You've got Blades and Almeida, which
How do you think that fight will go?
they were booked last November, weren't they? Something like
Yeah, yeah.
that. Almeida last fight against Derek Lewis.
Was a
I
banger of a fight.
think
The
like
first man in
it,
history to get called up to stand on his feet while he's in full mount. Absolute record breaker.
but he had like top control for like 12 minutes or something. No, not even longer.
I'm
Maybe
sure it
even
was like
longer.
20,
Yeah, I
21.
was just thinking it's a 5 round fight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy amount, but didn't get the finish. Uh, like you don't know if Almeida's at that level. So I'm taking Blades, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm.
But I think the winner of this will probably fight Aspinall next
I
for
think
the
for the
interim.
story, I would like it to be Blades because I would
Mm,
like to see Aspinall Blades again,
yeah, yeah,
even just for Tom to just get that back.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but I think Blades is very good on his feet at times. He has had
yeah,
some
yeah.
decent
He's
performances
decent.
standing up,
Yeah, yeah.
so I can see him. I can see him damage him on the feet and have good enough wrestling to be not taken down. So
But
I think, yeah, I think Blades could finish him on the feet.
I think it might be one of them where they just end up striking because they're
Mm.
both very very good at wrestling. They
Yeah,
might
yeah.
just cancel each other out and end up being a striking affair.
Mm.
You've obviously got Chukagian and Mercy Barber, which is a very fun fight. Mercy Barber was very good at that last time fight against Hebas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was a bit of a war as well. And then Gamrot and Dos Anjos,
That's
which
why I don't know if you ever.
that's crazy. That's a prelim
I
fight.
didn't realize that fight was on, and then I saw
Yeah,
it
yeah.
like 10 minutes ago. I was looking through. I was like, Jesus, that's a fight.
Dos Anjos keeps going back and forth, doesn't he? He's like, right, I just want fun fights at welterweight, and now he's fighting a rising contender in the lightweight division.
Yeah, I can see Gamrot winning that comfortably. But if I was just thinking if Poirier does lose, Poirier Dos Anjos is weird. It's crazy that they've never fought, and I
Oh
think
no, yeah,
that'd be a fun little legend v legend fight.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
he does like to bounce around a lot, doesn't he?
yeah. But that's a fun little fight, and then Pedro Munoz, Carl Phillips. Got the early prelims. You've got that 4-0 heavyweight that in his last three fights. Excuse me, his last
Did,
three fights come down to like 20 seconds.
yeah, his opponents are like 1-4. I think you
Yeah,
said combined record.
no, like his three of his four wins were against debut fighters, and then one of them was like 1-0.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then that's what I mean. It's not very high level. I know he's only like debut win and a few fights in his fight.
Hmm.
But it's like now you're fighting in the UFC.
Well, I
It's
guess
he's
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 quite old, isn't he?
35, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like,
So
fuck it,
get him while
get
you
him in
can.
now, bit of fun. So, and then you got Michelle Pereira, you got like Ian Cutelaba,
Hmm.
the stack card from Joanne Wood.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a proper fun little card.
Yeah, I can't wait
And then
for it.
obviously the night before that, you've got Joshua and Ngannou.
Yeah, I can't break that down whatsoever because God, like, I'm not a boxing guy. I think even boxing people can't really break that down because that was probably the biggest shock performance wise, the biggest shock in fighting history. The Fury and Ngannou.
Yeah, no one expected it. Like,
Like the fact that a
even
lot of
people
people
who
said
like,
that he won. Like, I
Even
feel like
yeah,
most people said that Ngannou won. I think even a judge had him winning. Which,
yeah.
when they
I
wanted
can't
to
remember
set
off
up
the top of my head.
Fury Usyk next, they sort of had to have Fury win. He's thinking,
Yeah,
um, I don't know if
but
because Joshua has been hurt in the past quite a bit. Um, his last. Did you watch his last fight?
Joshua or Joshua.
Joshua Wallen.
I don't know if I watched the full fight now.
Yeah, he looked very, very good. He looked confident. He's fighting on the front foot. He wasn't because he's had a lot of reserved fights, hasn't he? Like the second Ruiz fight, um, Parker fight. He was fighting in the co-main. He's had a lot of reserved fights, but the Wallen fight looked back to his best.
He has
Both with
like had a resurgence. Like he has looked very good in his last few fights.
yeah, he won 3 fights last year, which in boxing is quite rare to have 3 fights in a year at that level, especially with the heavyweights. Um, so I could see him being quite nervous about Ngannou's power. I can see him fighting quite safe. Um, I just love
Obviously,
it.
the logical pick is Joshua. I
I would like it
but
not to be a fluke. I hope Ngannou puts in a very, very good performance
yeah,
and
because
not
the
like
winner of this is fighting Fury Usyk next, which obviously
if
would
that
be
fight happens.
it would be made to have Joshua Fury undisputed heavyweight title, two British boxers. That fight been meaning to happen for years.
Mm.
But I love to see Ngannou finish Joshua,
I hope he
finish
does it.
Fury, and become
Yeah,
undisputed heavyweight champion. It'd be a bit of a well before the Fury fight. If all these things happen, you think it's an absolute miracle. But it's looking a bit more
yeah.
logical a little bit after the Fury fight. But yeah,
Especially with all
I think the
the
logical fight is Joshua. But fuck it, it'll be so
yeah,
fun to watch Ngannou win.
yeah. I think because there's a lot of like MMA v boxing bollocks over the years, isn't there? Like who would
Yeah,
win? A boxer fought an MMA fighter. And after all that, it'd just be funny if an MMA fighter just goes over to boxing, takes their belt, chucks it in the bin, and then continues with MMA. Like just takes over boxing as a little side hobby. It's a little like thing to do because that's not booked or anything. The PFL winner was it?
it's not like both. It's meant to happen next.
But if he beats Joshua, he ain't going back to PFL and fighting him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, from Fury, Joshua to Helen Guerrero.
Mm.
I think I don't know. He seems like a man of his word. That he said he owes them a fight,
There's no
but
such thing as a man in the word when you're getting offered 50 million for the Fury rematch.
yeah. But
But
obviously Fury Usyk, I think they are fighting twice, whichever way it goes. I think there is a
it's
rematch
weird with
clause.
boxing, and
Yeah,
they've had it
but
booked twice now. You don't know if that fight's going to happen.
yeah. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's on the Friday night, isn't it?
yeah, Friday night, two knockouts.
Yeah,
We're going to talk MMA, YouTube, all that.